Next one is potato farming. Now remember what I said, you never think people would buy postcards. Put them up. If you just put up what you like and think, you're just putting up your collection. So sometimes you got to go outside of what you think will sell and just put them up. And that's with this one. Welcome back to SM Postcards. Today, got the normal 4 things. I got what's sold on eBay. Started a little slow, but I picked up some. I'll go through those cards real quick and talk a little bit about, what they sold for and what I know about them and what I do with them. So you'll see those, and I did get some sales in the Ko-Fi store for some sleeves that helped out as well. Then I'll get into the special topic of birthday postcards. This is one type of postcard, I would say 90% of them I don't list. There are tons of them out there. The more ornate ones and stuff, as you'll see, is what I do. The rest I'll lot up or put them in the flea market bucket. They don't do well for me. Maybe they do for you. Let me know in the comments below if you're big on birthday cards. I'm not a big holiday, Halloween. I don't go after those as much. There's a lot of them out there, and we'll get into that topic, a little history about birthday. And then I did a poll. I was waiting for this one. Number 1 reason you sell postcards. Why you sell postcards. What is your number 1 reason? I gave them 4 choices. It was interesting. I thought it would be more spread out, but it was pretty prevalent in one area. And we'll get into that after the special topic. Then I got some viewer comments. That's where people leave comments in email, YouTube, eBay, or whatever, and I take them and I respond to them. A little more ad-lib. It's not scripted. I just take it out. I do see the questions before because I have to get them, so I do have an idea of what they are. But I kind of just go through that. You always want to stick around at the end of the video for that. But before I get started, I wanted to show you something. On the wall here, I went to the Reseller Rally 2023 in Cincinnati. And plus I've gotten stickers over time. I got a lot of stickers from people. And they're just in a pile, and I needed to do something with them. So I went over and I bought this canvas board for like $6 at Hobby Lobby. And I said, this would be great to hang on the wall and put the stickers on. So we got eBay, we got the Death Pal picker, Nashville pickers, ABC Matt, Darth County Jimmy, Cincinnati, mine, Adam and Sarah, Pittsburgh pickers, the Daily Cabbage from Sarah for Cabbage Patch, Pickin' and Punchin', Death Pal pickers. So a lot of neat ones. So now I have a place to put stickers. I got a lot of room here. So if you have a sticker, you can send it to me and I'll stick it on the board, and I'll show this board on the screen. I'll take a picture of it or show on there, and when I go to put your sticker on, we'll talk about that, and I can do a little call out for your channel, store, or whatever. But was just a lot of neat stickers. It's kind of a thing in the reselling world as you get going, is get a sticker for your place. I thought this was a really nice one. It was really big. Let's see if I can get Death Pal picker. Big one. But I'll hang it over here. I got a place to put it, and so you'll be able to see that. Just sold a postcard. What was it? Dinosaur Park, Rapid City, South Dakota. Boldy Grove Pickers, Crystal, like that. He's a paleontologist, a doctor in that field. So I sold a dinosaur for $428. I must have sent an offer to him. So dinosaurs sell. Okay, now let's get into what's sold here. I sold 11 cards. A couple of them a batch of them were together, and she bought 2, and then they come back and bought another 2. So the first one is 3 cards for $15.15, and they're all of the same theme. This is the Fairmount Park, which is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it's the Horticulture Hall. So this is the first one. It's the divided back. It's been posted, but you can just tell that's the divided back. That's the hall right there. And then they got another one of the same Horticulture Hall in Fairmount Park, a different scene. So the first one, I'm making a mess. The first one was this, the second one was this, and then they came back and they bought an older one. This is an undivided back, so it's pre-1907, 1905 of that. So you got that one, and that one, all of the hall. So they got a little collection going for that haul. Maybe they have a family member that worked there years ago or did something. But 3 of those cards, $15.15. Next one is just a ship photo. This is the Bon Home Richard CV31. These are actual photos on photo paper that I got with that big naval haul, and I still probably have, I don't know how many of them over there, but I tried auctions at first. I tried to go high, tried to go low, and I ended up on $8.55 for a little 3-inch by 5-inch photo, and they just took off. I sell some every week on there. So this is an aircraft carrier of that, and that'll go out with a regular postage stamp, a label I do on my Dymo printer. I just cut and paste it from the order and paste it onto the label, and I print it out, and I have a little stamp with my P.O. box. These stamps I get from Vistaprint. This is a small one. This one is the one I put on the back of the Echo Swifts, and that's the larger one. So I've had this one forever, and I'll put that in return label, and I'll put the label on there because photos are not part of eBay standard envelope. You'll say, well, they don't get tracking, you lose your metrics. I'm fine. I haven't lost in a while. I've been warned. And also, if they don't get it, anything happens, my only recourse is refund. I know that. I have a penny in this card. I haven't lost a photo, whatever. So that's how I do the photos. That's why I saw them $8.55 free shipping. It just goes. Next one I sold is Cole Hall. It's Bridgewater College, Bridgewater, Virginia. I've been putting up a lot of Virginia cards lately. So just a chrome card, something on the college. It's a haul. It's been posted. It was posted in 1962. Sold for $4.75. Next one sold for $6.65, and I think I know why. There's 2 reasons on this one. I think why I put it up at. I think I had $6.65. I think I went up a little higher. It's William Beaumont Army Hospital, New Mexico, in the Walker Air Force Base. Now there's a couple things in there. 1, it's Army, military. It's 3 things: military, Army, and 2, it's a hospital, and also it's a chrome card. But look right there, that little car, those older cars. So this is 1950s, 60s chrome probably, and that's why I bumped it up, because I saw the cars. It's hospital, military. The more glitter you can put on shiny stuff with a postcard, you get more for the subject. And that went, oh, I just sold another postcard. Or did they not? Nope, they paid. That one they paid, so no stars. But that one sold for $6.65. This one sold for $4.75. Panorama of the village of Estes Park, Colorado. I put up a lot of Estes Park lately. And now this has got the rounded corners. Not from where, it's just made that on in the chromes in the 50s, 60s. They rounded corners, scallop the edges where they're round stuff. I don't price up because of that. It doesn't really add that much to the card sometimes. I just, people ask me that all the time, will that add to the card? You can try, but I've never found it to be. Let me know if you have. Next one is potato farming. Now remember what I said, you never think people would buy postcards. Put them up. If you just put up what you like and think, you're just putting up your collection. So sometimes you got to go outside of what you think will sell and just put them up. And that's with this one. This is harvesting the world famous Idaho russet potato. Potato farming, sold for $4.75. Chrome card, unposted. Potato farming. Spuds, $4.75 for that. This guy, this is one of those publisher ship cards I got. It's a USS Pellew, LHAS. It's a landing ship, I think, with helicopters. It's got some helicopters and stuff on there. Well, he purchased this one because I sent an offer. I send offers all the time. A lot of my offers are 10% and they're automatic. I click the button automatically, no counter offer. I don't play the best offer, counter offers and stuff like that. I had a guy last night wanted to offer $3 for an $8 postcard I got. I just delete the message. I don't respond to him. I'm not going to feed the trolls. Another guy, I had one for $4.75, wanted to know if I'd sell it for $3.75. No, I'm not going to argue about $1. It's not worth my time. It's what it is. My best price is out there, and I just delete the message. I don't go back and forth with a lot of people. Some of them I do catch my messages. I might see something, but most of the time the offers and stuff, I just don't want those conversations. But this guy came in, he sent me a message. Had a message. It actually showed up in the buyer notes. And usually I don't see those a lot. I just kind of just ship. And they said, hey, can I get 4 more of these at the same price? I'm sitting there, yeah, with these boat cards, I got a penny on these things. I said, so I created a sell similar off. I got like 30 of these left. I just went sell similar, did special listing. I gave them $4 a piece instead of $4.29 or whatever. So for $16, I sold 4 more of these. So I do catch those sometimes, but I didn't go back and forth with them. He asked, no problem. And I have a very good Navy following from the Navy guys buying boats and stuff. This might turn into another where I sell a bunch. I have one guy building a collection from me out of all the ships, and he's helped me identify some of them that were wrong and stuff. He's probably up to $350, $400 now in ships. But he likes to support. He gets a discount for 15%, and he'll come in and buy $100 worth every so often and stuff. But that's what he's trying to build, is a nice little collection. And I have thousands of ships, so he has a lot to pick through. Next one is another weird card. I always list these. They don't sell for a lot. At $4.75 is all I put it up for, and they're political cards. I'm not a political person. I'm not one side or the other. It's whatever the thing is. I do vote, but I'm not a radical. I don't chase it down. Either you're in politics or you're out of politics, and I'm out. I'm just a statistic out there. I don't get involved with it. It's interesting to watch sometimes some of the entertainment value of that stuff going on, but it's not. I'm just part of my life. I've toned it out pretty much. But these cards are like, I am running for office. Here's my family. This is the Carpentier family, Donald T. Carpenter, and he's running for office. Election Senator Donald T. Carpenter for Secretary of State. I'm not for sure what state it is, but it looks like one person's in the Citadel or something, or some kind of military school. So upper class, I think that's some of this is. But the $4.75, this is like the 4th or 5th one. One I sold was of a congressman like that, and the guy that bought it, the family bought it and said, "Where did you get this?" I said, "I just got it in a lot. I couldn't tell you where I bought it from." And they asked me if I had any more. No, he passed away. I did do a little research on him, and he did pass away. So they were looking for some more. So I'm always on the lookout for that. But I always put those up. I'm not affiliated with any political side. I just put them up and they go. They don't sell fast, but $4.75. Next one, I just listed this about 2 hours ago. Edgewater Lighthouse, Massachusetts. Right there, Martha's Vineyard. I know right away this is average card. There's probably tons of them out there, but lighthouses do sell, and I put out there and it sold right before this video. I said, I'm going to grab this on there and put that on there, but I don't care what they say about not having a lot of listings or whatever out there, all this algorithm stuff. If you list, you sell. I wouldn't have sold that if it was still sitting in the box. So some people try to rationalize their sale rate. They're not getting a lot of sales, so they're trying to rationalize what they do. They're trying to say, do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm the adage. I just list 50 a day, and a lot of times some of 10, 15% of those will sell. Some days no. You never know with postcards. But I ended up with 11 cards, which was below my 14 a day I want to do. I'm at $60.70 for postcard sales, so I'm $10, basically $9 below my goal of $70 a day. And I do have new goals for 2024. I decided I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to move it up to 16 cards a day, $80 a day. I'm going to keep building my ASP, and then my other goal is to be very, very strategic on postcard buying next year. I want to rebuild some of my coffers, with some of my accounts. I've spent a lot this year building up the Ko-Fi store, buying some bigger lots and stuff. So my little emergency funds are getting a little lower than they normally would go in at the end of the year. So I want to build those back up. But if someone walks in with a good deal, money's no problem. I'll pick it up if I know I can make some money. I would say I'm pretty well met my goal, but yesterday was a real sorry day. Didn't sell much at all, but that was fine. I had other things to do. But then I sold some sleeves in the Ko-Fi store. I always try to ship everything in the Ko-Fi in these little white boxes. Because sleeves, I want to make sure they're straight and everything. I put them in poly mailers. I've gotten some before where they've had a good bend in them. So I do that. And so I got a total of $23.30 in sleeves in these boxes, going out to 2 different people in Ko-Fi. So, but that's what's sold. Every video I go through those, talk a little bit about it, and cards will sell. It just takes a little longer sometimes for some of them. You get into a batch of good ones once in a while. But that's over with. Let's go to the next segment of the video. Birthday cards, special topic. Not dear to my heart. And I did find something that did pique an interest in me on a few of them, and I do have some in my collection. One in my collection I'll show you. But I'm going to talk a little bit about birthday postcards and the history of them in a couple paragraphs. I got a couple facts about birthdays, and while I do that, I'm going to show you some postcards I found for sale on birthday postcards. Happy birthday, all that stuff. Not New Year's. This is birthday cards. Birthday postcards have long and fascinating history that dates back to the late 19th century. In those days, people didn't have smartphones or social media to send birthday wishes. So they relied on physical cards to express their love and congratulations. The first birthday postcards were simple and made of paper, often featuring beautiful illustrations, flowers, balloons, or cute animals. Everybody likes postcards with animals. These cards become popular because they were affordable and convenient to send through the mail. As technology advanced, postcards became more elaborate, with color designs, embossed patterns, and even pop-up elements. There's some really cool ones I've seen on Facebook where butterflies come flying out and stuff like that. People would buy these postcards from stores or create their own by hand, adding personal touches and heartfelt messages for their loved ones. Today, while digital greetings have become popular, many people still enjoy the charm and tradition of sending and receiving birthday postcards, making it a special way to celebrate someone's big day. My mom passed away a couple years ago, but she was 85, and we always went to the dollar store, and she had a list. I thought it was a shopping list. It was a birthday list, a holiday list, and she would sit there for a little while going through the cards, picking out cards, looking for deals, and she'd get all the cards that she needs for the next 6 months or whatever, and she would mail out to the family. She always sent a card, and that was her deal. I thought she was getting some groceries or something, and here she is getting cards. I used to take her shopping every week, and we'd go around to different stores. But she was one from that era that sent cards to everybody. She even sent one to me, sends them to me, my family, and we see her all the time. Over the years, birthday postcards have evolved to reflect changes in society and cultural trends. In the early 20th century, postcards often featured illustrations of children engaged in playful activities, such as playing with toys or blowing out candles on a cake. As time went on, popular themes expanded to including cartoons, movie characters, and even famous celebrities. In the mid-20th century, postcards started incorporating more humorous and witty messages, adding to the touch of laughter to birthday celebrations. With the rise of digital printing and customization options, people now have the freedom to design own unique postcards, including personal photos and custom artwork. This allows individuals to express their creativity and make the cards even more special for the recipients. Despite the changing times, birthday postcards continue to be a cherished way to show someone you care on their special day, creating memories that can be kept and cherished for years to come. Got 2 facts here I found. Birthday cake candles. Facts about birthday cake candles. Blowing out candles on a birthday cake is a common tradition. But do you know where it originated? Ancient Greeks believed that the smoke from the candles carried their wishes and prayers to the gods. Smoke from the candles went up to my smoke alarm is where they go, and it goes off. Over time, the tradition evolved into blowing out the candles in one breath with the superstition that if you succeeded, your wish will come true. So the Greeks invented blowing out candles. The second fact is a tradition that gets into personal space. I'm not a hugger. I went to the resale rally and everything was just, everybody's hugging people. I'm not a hugger. Birthday traditions. In some parts of the world, such as Ireland, it is customary for the birthday person to receive a gentle bump, not a spank or anything, a bump, on the ground to represent each year of their age. This is in Ireland, a tradition. For example, if someone is turning 30, they would be lifted off the ground and gently bumped on the floor 30 times for good luck and to bring them into the new year of their life. Do they still do that in Ireland? 30 times up and down being bumped? I would end up breaking something at my age. That's some history about birthdays. And that's what sparks me a little bit, because it is a tradition. It is important. Birthdays should be celebrated as you grow older and stuff. They come a little faster. But the kids really enjoy them. They look forward to having birthdays. I know my grandchildren. I have one turning 10, one turning 9, a 5 turning 6, and I got a 1-year-old going to 2. It just makes their growing up special on there. But do they sell? Now I know what it does for me, and I've said that. Here's a little chart I put up. The red, stay away from. You got the average and the high is what I really look for, and then the very highs pop in when I'm looking for the other ones. Sometimes I get deals on the very highs I'll pick up, but I don't pay a lot for postcards. You can't just sell them at the price I sell. I make my money when I buy them. I don't run a lot of sales. I don't do best offer. I don't promote a lot. I don't do all that stuff, and I don't spend a lot of time with them. The very high ones, yes, I have to, because I got more money tied into them. But that's a little gauge to keep in your head. But the sell-through rate, as I calculate it, it's just a gauge. It just falls in a range to help you as you go through 1,000 postcards in a white box real fast. You can't count these things like going to a flea market and you pick up a toaster and you got the model number. You can do it real quick on your phone. There's 1,000 of these things. You just don't, it's not worth the time. So you got to give it your best shot, and this helps me think about that, is a little gauge. But I take the sold in eBay divided by how many are listed and times 100, and it gives me a percent, and I round up or down. And it falls in one of these buckets. I can move it around in the buckets. It's my buckets. You can do what you want. It's not scientific. There might be a few things in the query that shouldn't be there, or there should be more. Depends what they put in their title. But it gives me a good idea what's selling, so when I go look, I can grab it. I have a better chance at it. So I went out there and I did postcard birthday, and that seemed to pop up 3,000 postcards sold. And I said, wow, that's low. And then I did the list at 42,000, and now that was better. I knew there was more than 3,000. But look at that, 7% sell-through rate. A lot better than I thought it would be. I did, on the document, I did birthday, but I don't really pay attention to birthday. 7%. It's an average card, on the top of the average. I would even bump it down to 5 or 6 on some of them. But they do sell. People are buying birthday postcards. These are cards moving through the system. This isn't price. There are so many variables on why a postcard sells. Where you rate in the seller thing, how much you promote, the price you do, when you changed it, when you listed it. You can pull that and change all those around. There's not one variable that's going to get you to sell a postcard, but by looking at what's moving through the system, like here, out of 42,000 cards, 3,000 have sold, so it says 7% have moved to the sold in eBay in the last 90 days. It just gives you a good indicator to say, okay, they do sell. But which ones? That's when you have to dig down a little bit more. And we're going to see some of those. I don't think your normal with a rose and a happy birthday on it's going to sell real quick. But you get a clown, some balloons, a puppy, those are probably part of the 3,000. So there's other things you got to look at as well. But I bumped it up against some other holiday or congratulatory type events. So birthday's on top of it. Then I put happy birthday. But happy birthday, 569 sold and 8,800 listed. So happy birthday didn't pick up as many. But birthday did. And I ran it a couple times, so there might be a few things going on with eBay search here and there, but it still gives you an idea to work with it. 6%, so it's still in the ballpark, 6-7%. Then you got graduation, postcard graduation. That was always a big event for catering for me. I had a lot of graduations, outside pickups. We were busy all the time for graduation. We had a big university when I ran a major chain restaurant here for years in town. There's a big college down the road, and they would come in, and we always ask them, what letter are they on? And because they did it by alphabetically. And when we heard the letter F, we knew we got some more time. When we heard the letter M, and then got to the S's. Once they got to the S's, things started dying down because there was not a lot of families' names that start after S. A lot of them. Most of them were S and above. So we knew that we could start cleaning up a little bit more and have to take a breath. But we'd have a line out the door from almost 6 a.m. until probably 7 at night. Just constant stream of people. We were feeding like 300-400 people an hour. But graduation is a big thing. So 100 out there graduation, 2,800 listed, 4%. And then your postcard wedding, 4%. All average cards. You can take this and say all my events are average. So if I see them in a box, and 3/4 of the box are birthday, graduation, wedding, and stuff like that events, I know I pay the average price. I'm going to get average dollars for them in that. There might be some winners in there, that, you know, decorative ones, a certain town or a famous person. Those are outliers. You don't want to base your whole decision on those 5 cards. You got to look at a whole. So when I look at a box of cards, I'm looking at about buying 60% of it, knowing 40% is probably duds or something like that. So I don't want to buy 800 cards. I want to buy 500 cards. Price it for that. I'll get the other 300 with it, but I probably won't do a lot with it. So I want to price it for the 500, knowing there's some duds or damage and stuff like that in there. So sell-through rates, just another tool to use to help you make a decision. But as I went out there and looked at different things, I wanted to find some extreme pricing ones, and I found a couple interesting things here. I wanted to get, you know, just the higher price ones, RBPCs and stuff, but I found some weird little kits like this one, Hopalong Cassidy. A lot of people don't know Hopalong Cassidy, Roy Rogers. That was even before my time. You know, I didn't get into a lot of those. But Hopalong Cassidy shaving kit and a bonus birthday postcard. So were kids shaving? Isn't Hopalong Cassidy like a kid thing? I don't know, but $71 for that little kit right there. There's a little box, and it's got the postcard. It's got a razor with a razor blade and a little thing to do your face and stuff. $71, 7 bids in an auction. Then you got a leather postcard, and this wasn't a bad deal for a leather postcard. A lot of leather postcards for me don't list that, sell it well. I still got a bunch out there. The color ones do. Some of the depends. It just depends. You want to look at each one, but I don't do well with leather or wooden postcards, unless they're birchwood postcards. Leather postcard, the rose birthday greeting postmark, 1907. Took an offer on $30. Probably took $25 for it. That's not bad for a leather postcard. And then over here, some caught my eye, and I said, "What is this? $390? It's a Japanese type thing. I think it's Japanese. Yeah, Japanese and Asian. What these are is HoloLive. I think that's how you say it. Production. It's a YouTube type thing. And this was a birthday greeting for $400. They sold almost for $390. And then here's another one for $118. I got to figure out what this is. Is this something I'm missing? I don't see them. But I don't look for them. So I found a little information about HoloLive, and I think I got the right ones. I'm not into anime, manga, and all that stuff. HoloLive Production is a virtual YouTuber agency owned by a Japanese tech entertainment company, Cover Corporation, or Cover. In addition to acting as a multi-channel network, HoloLive Production also handles merchandising, birthday cards, stuff, especially in music production and concert organization. As of January 2023, the agency manages 75 virtual tubers from 3 different native languages, Japanese, Indonesian, and English, totaling over 50 million subscribers, including several of the most subscribed virtual tubers, VTubers, I'm not for sure what VTubers is, on YouTube. So maybe vlog-tubers. Never really heard of them. Maybe I'm missing something here. But 50 million subscribers they manage. Just think if one person gave $1 to each one of these people. That's $50 million. So that's HoloLive. So if you see those, now you know to go check them out. I don't know much more than that on there, what I just told you. But I will if I see Japanese manga or anime and stuff. I know my grandson's into anime, but I'll check that out. So HoloLive. Then as I was going through, I found some Christmas ornaments of birthday postcards, or they call them postcard ornament. It looks like this is all one seller as I go through here. But if you ever see these postcard ornaments, they do pretty well. Look at this one, $69. And then you got this other one, another one. He put them all up for these two for $69. He took an offer on this one, and then the other one went for $42. So these are postcard ornaments. So if you see these, they're going $50 to $70 out there, and he's got the shipping on there and everything plus too. So not bad. Postcard ornaments, birthdays. This stuff just pops up on there. Now there's also mechanical postcards, birthday postcards. Now what those are is postcards that move. So if the postcards move, usually by a human moving it, it's mechanical postcard, a postcard that moves. The first one here, I think that the arm moves, it says, rotating arm, sold for like $30. Now that might be where the video on YouTube I always said works. You can show that it works. This one's got a little wheel or something that does that. A lot of these weren't made to work forever, so a lot of them might not work, so you always want to try them. Then you got the grand piano. It's a pop-up postcard. It moves. I figured it was mechanical. It pops up and it closes. $15. And then you got this one. And I have this one. It says birthday greeting. And this one actually works. It's really good condition. If you look right down here and there, you'll see how it changed. Or this is the number. I think at the top here. Right at the top, the number will change with this wheel, and then down in the bottom, it puts the date or the month on there and stuff. So I do have that one, and that one sold for $25. And it looks like in good condition, but this is in solid condition. It's really, everything works. The wheels move. Everything's still solid on this one, so it's probably worth the $25 postcard as well. So mechanical birthday postcards do well also. What about just the average ones that I went out there? So I went out and found these three. This is like a golfing one, sold for $19, $15. And then this one is like your normal one. I don't think it's got any artists. Now there's artists too. Maybe I'm not for sure all of them that did claps out of winch and stuff. If they've done any birthday cards, stuff like that. I'm not really an artist sign type person. I will take them and look at them when I see them and comp them. But I don't actively look for those. They just kind of pop up. So that can bring up the value as well. And then you got the other one, some girl on a scooter. That's probably the coolest one out of those three. That and a golfer. So $15. So you're looking at $15 there on the high side for the more ornate ones or whatever. That's the pricing. That's birthday postcards. I don't spend a lot of time with them. I really don't. I look at them when I go to list them. I don't buy boxes with a lot of greetings and all that Christmas with a little stuff like that. I bypass a lot of those. They just don't do well for me on there. I'm probably passing up maybe some good ones, some artists. I'll just move on to things I know: motels, cars, trains, ships, towns, stuff like that. I'm not a real big greeting person, seller, and that's probably just because they don't sell that much for me. A lot of time spent on them, and they kind of sit. If I went through my first three boxes up there, I bet you they're probably 25-30% full of greeting cards, because everything gets pushed to the #1 box as I tighten the boxes up over time. And those are my oldest cards, and I bet you a lot of greetings in there. I wouldn't pass them up. They might sell, but I have other things I want to tackle first. Birthday postcards. Who knew? Now we're going to get into the poll. I was waiting for this one. #1 reason why you sell postcards. I give them 3 options here. Extra cash, as a hobby. I just like postcards. They just like doing it. Easier, and they want to pay for, help with their collecting and buying postcards. Easier to list, store, ship, and than other things. Extra cash was 16%. Postcards are kind of a long tail, but they're a good filler for if you're selling other things. They, if you're an addict getting that ka-ching, you got to get a ka-ching every day or a couple times a day. Postcards, once you get up to a certain number of postcards listed or certain types, that will fulfill your fix for the day. So 16% said for a little extra money. 7% said for a hobby. They probably don't want to deal with all the mess and stuff like that. They want to collect postcards more than they want to sell. I just like postcards. People have a passion about postcards, 20%, so that went up. Yeah, postcards are small space. You can put a box in your lap while you're watching TV with the family and go through them and just look at your collection or look at stuff. And it's not like having a whole bunch of action figures where you got to pull them down and they fall over and stuff. Postcards are easy. And then the big one, 48%. I thought it would be more spread out between the other ones, but a lot of it bunched up here. Easier to list and store and ship than other things. You don't need bubble wrap. You don't need all this stuff. It takes minutes to pack a postcard. 48%, then I have 8% other. So it's because it's easier. And that's what I like about it, is I got 100,000 postcards in my office here, 5 steps away. I don't have to pay a storage unit. I don't have to pay all this overhead. They're all just sitting right there. In numbered order. All I got to do is I sell number 10, number 20, number 100, number 1,000, number 70,000. I know exactly what box it's in. Or close to it. It's just simple. No cleaning. None of that stuff. Yeah, you got to go through and research some of the stuff, but I don't spend a lot of times on most postcards. Those are special folder postcards. So it saves time. Here's some comments from people. Gina658, I didn't know I was going to love selling postcards. Initially, I thought easy to store and easy to ship. I had to anticipate how much I love it when people make personal connections to a card. I sold them. It has happened several times, and I find it very cool. Yep, the genealogy of the postcards and getting into a family. I get a lot of comments about the Navy ships, guys telling me stories about those and other family things. So thanks, Gina. Then Jim Lloyd, nice retirement hobby for Beer Bunny. Easy to source, store, and ship. Yeah, you can find postcards. Once you start looking for them, you're going to start finding them over. You become more aware of postcards. Few returns or customer drama. Overall, low stress part-time business. Yeah, the drama's not there. Postcard people are great. The buyers. I don't have all the drama like I have with other things, and I see some other YouTubers that sell. They're constantly calling eBay about returns and stuff. I don't get all that. I've had 6 returns this year, or refunds. That's it. Maybe 1 or 2 nasty customers lost their postcard and they blame me. That not bad, but that's it. So I appreciate it, Jim. Then Karen, business that I can do from home. Yeah, it's all right here. Small footprint for storage and shipping supplies, and most important is I love everything about postcards. Passionate, yes. If you love what you do, you're going to do a lot better than the things you don't. Like, I couldn't sell clothes and shoes. I just don't know. And I just don't have a passion for it. But postcards and toys, yeah. And metal lunchboxes. Then Rad Center said to support my postcard collecting habit. Yeah, so you go out and buy $100 of postcards. Wife says, well, you better sell some of those to get that money back. Rent's due. Those are all the things, the number one reason, and it's basically moving to easier shipping, storing, and sourcing and stuff is the main one. That's the poll. Comes out every Saturday. Make sure you subscribe and click the little icon. I think right over here you can click this, and real easy to do. It's the best free thing you can do for the channel is subscribe. Viewer comments. These come from email, everywhere, YouTube. If you put it in YouTube, I see your name. If you send it to me in email at contact@SMPostcards.com, I will reply. If I did not reply to you, send it again. But I have a little system that I set up, special I pay for, everything for the business and the stuff, eBay, all goes in there. Not my personal, so I should get it. If I didn't, I apologize, just send it again and make sure it's there. But if you put it in YouTube, it might be on a video with your name on it. But if you want more one-on-one, just send it to me. And I've been able to get back to almost every, I don't think I missed anybody yet. We're not that big, and I don't foresee me not being able to do that. First comment is, Elite Supply Bunker, the best supply bunker. Elite Supply Bunker, what would you say is the best selling error for you? I remember this question, is it, undivided back, divided back, white border, linen, chrome, continental? Which one of the error of postcards is the best seller for me? Right away I said chrome. That's what I really deal the most in. That's what I like. That's what I know. And I would say the second one would be divided back, and then it would go to linen, and then undivided back and white border, a little more elusive in some things. But chrome definitely is my biggest seller. And I think anybody that does put chrome and divided backs and everything up, I think chrome would win out. There's so many of them. They're easy to list, store, and ship. Thanks, Elite. Larry Way Out. Great seeing you at the rally. The weekend went by so fast. Yeah, I met Larry there. I think he baked some cookies and stuff for everybody in the hall too. It was a great time. My voice was so hoarse from talking, I could hardly talk for a couple days. It's still a little sore not sore, but discomfort, I would say. But it was great. It went by fast. Got to see everybody. Thanks, Larry. Nice meeting you. Goomsy, I think I said it right. Do you have any videos showing your fish tanks? Oh, I combined two here. I gotta fix that too. Do you have any videos showing your fish tanks? I put a few things in some of the other videos. I'm not sure where else, but I'm getting a lot of questions for that. I'll probably stick something in there about the fish tanks. It's what YouTube would throw up on itself with my channel if I just did a fish tank. I get all these fish tank people in, and then they see most of the postcards, then they unsubscribe. So it's kind of like I got to put it inside a video to make sure it doesn't screw up all the channel and stuff and what people are coming in looking for. I'll see if I can put something together first of the year or something about how I did it, maybe a little more detailed on there. But they're basically just, I got 3 55 gallons in there, and then you see the 3 30 gallons, and I have a 55 tank up there. Each one, they're all self-contained. They all have their own heaters, own filters, stuff like that. And lighting is all done automatically, and I do a water change once a week, quarter the tank. Takes about an hour. Do the filters another hour. Do that about every 3 months, or they slow down. They're all canister. So that's the fish tanks. I'll see if I can put something together. Thanks, Goomsy. Then three-wheeler. Thank you for a good video. The helicopter is missing a rotor blade. Helicopter. I put it back on. I saw it. It must have fell off. It was one of these. Now this is a special helicopter. I bought a bunch of storage units from a toy seller that went out of business. He had a price on this for $100. So I sold all my other ones or gave them away, and I decided to keep this one. I think it's a Venture Team from G.I. Joe. I'm not for sure. I'd have to research it. But if it's got a price tag of $100 on there, it's worth it. But the door's open and you can put guys in there. But I did put that back on. Uh-oh, Kevin. So that's sitting up there. Thanks, Ray Wheeler, for watching and watching the videos. Then putting postcards. I found 2 Pepsi ink blotters. Ink blotters. People ask me what those are. Ink blotters are these. They look like this. They're a little longer, like a first ink cover, and they have a little felt or some kind of ink thing. This one's actually got some ink on there. This one is dentisting or gold for dentistry. I have for sale. And I get them in lots of postcards. I don't actually source them. But she found a stack of postcards, Pepsi, ink blotters of a bottling plant. They were exact size of a postcard. They're usually longer. I've seen them all different sizes. Paid $3 each for them and sold them for $125. So don't pass up some of that ink blotters and stuff like that. So thanks for sharing, Pudding. If anybody's got big sales like that out there, let me know. I got that new show and tell section that I want to put stuff in there like that. And send me pictures with it too. The contact at SMPostcards.com. That was a full video today. Happy birthday to anybody out there that had a birthday. Don't expect a card from me because they're either listed or in my flea market. But check those out. Let me know if you've sold some really good birthdays or what you do with them. I really would like to learn a bit more. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with them. What to look for. But I'm just not an event type thing. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Here's some more fish. Bye.